It is Bill with Franklin Loan Center. Hope everybody is having a great week here, Wednesday afternoon. Hey, wanted to talk about some big changes that just rolled out for particularly conventional loans for people that are self-employed, right? So, first, what is self-employed? This is pretty self-explanatory, I think, but obviously, if you are running a company, you're incorporated, you're a member of a corporation or an LLC or a partnership. And you're 25% or more owner, you're self-employed. Also, if you're a sole proprietor, so that means you're not filing, there's not a separate entity that you're a member of, but you're filing as a sole proprietor in your personal tax returns. This is typically people that run smaller businesses, although I've seen really big businesses run through Schedule C's. They need to see an attorney. But then also, like any of the independent contractors that are receiving 1099s are typically reported on the schedules, or often reported on the Schedule C, and they're also self-employed. So the good news that just happened, and this is actually a rollback. So when COVID broke out, there was a lot of fear of like, shoot, are businesses even, how are they going to survive these COVID changes? And so a whole bunch of new rules came in. We had to show all these bank statements, some different things that just made it much more difficult for clients that were self-employed to just get through the paperwork process. And what Fannie and Freddie have just done is they've just rolled that back and now went back to the original guidelines. So basically, if you're self-employed, obviously you got to have 2 years of tax returns in almost every case, although there are some programs for just one. But then also, for if you're more than 120 days since the most recently filed tax year, so we get 120 days into next year, and then you're gonna, or I should say of this year, then we're gonna need year-to-date profit and loss statements. So just some things to think about. So it's just a profit and loss. It's unaudited. It's not like some big thing that has to get produced by a CPA or anything like that. You can just print it right out of QuickBooks and give us a sense. So it's a really big deal. Maybe this is a bigger deal for me than most, but I mean, I know that there's been some clients that I've worked with that were self-employed, and we're having a really hard time getting them done. And now, because of this, it'll get a heck of a lot easier again. So anyway, for anybody out there that owns their own business and is thinking about getting a mortgage, love to help them out. Again, I am Bill with Franklin Loan Center. Please like, share, comment, particularly share with your people that own businesses. Want to get this word out, life got easier. See you all next week.